Now, WLOX presents the Friday Night Football Showdown Halftime Update.
Proudly sponsored by B&Bell Orthopedic Specialists and Pawpaw's Campers and Cars.
And hello everybody and welcome into the Friday Night Football Showdown Halftime Update. I am your host, Dylan Jones, and tonight we will be bringing you updates from high school football games all across the coast, and you can also do that if you head on over to our website at WLOX.com. What you can do here is if you head over to the home page, you'll be able to navigate yourself on over as well. If I can get the website to load here, there we go. All right, hamburger menu here. You can find the sports tab, click the arrow and hit scoreboard, and you'll be able to get all of those latest updates yourself as well. You can also do this on our mobile app. It'll be the same steps: hamburger menu, sports tab, hit the scoreboard. So without any further ado, we will get into the latest happenings around the high school football world on the coast. We'll start off in Lucedale, where the George County Rebels host the Hancock Hawks. The Rebels saw the return of Deuce Knight just last week. He led them to victory over Long Beach. Hancock also picked up a win over West Harrison. When it comes to these two teams, the Rebels have taken the previous 13 contests. However, tit for tat so far. This game also just entered halftime, I believe. Our current update has tie at 14. Both teams, George County and Hancock, going into halftime 14-14. So speaking of West Harrison, the Hurricanes are back at home tonight after that loss on the road to Hancock. They have their hands full tonight with the Picayune Maroon Tide. The Tide are coming off a nice win against Pascagoula last week, extending that district game winning streak to 20 in 11 contests. The Canes have never beaten the Tide, but so far it's getting pretty close. Second quarter right now, our last update has West Harrison down by just a score by Picayune, 35-28 there in West Harrison. Now we head to Jackson County, where the two teams are looking for their first district wins in the Long Beach Bearcats and the Pascagoula Panthers. Long Beach, as we just mentioned, played George County close in the first half, but a nasty second half saw them fall much far behind. They end up losing their 36th straight district game, and the numbers certainly are not in their favor here tonight as they play the Panthers, who have beaten them in their last 8 meetings. So in the first quarter, it's back and forth. Pascagoula heading into the next frame with a 14-7 lead. Long Beach opens up the second with a rushing touchdown to tie things up. However, Pascagoula, they come out, rip off a few scores. They head into halftime, 35-14. The Panthers do lead it there. Over in Carrier, the Blue Devils are enjoying back-to-back wins for the first time since the pandemic. Tonight, they host the 5-2 Terry Bulldogs, and for those who are not familiar with Terry, they've proven to be a tough out this season. Their only losses coming against one loss, West Jones, and 7A Clinton. Can PRC keep the streak going? Terry strikes with a passing touchdown. They missed the PAT. PRC gets a score of their own, but converts the PAT to get a 7-6 lead. They trade scores, and also, did you know, quarterback Corday Russell, we've seen him do it all so far this season, running out of the quarterback spot. We also know that he is the top rusher among quarterbacks on the coast, but in this one, he has a receiving touchdown, so just something else to add on to the resume. There in the second quarter, Terry does lead it 21-14. That one also nearing halftime as well. So now we'll dip to 5A. We'll take a look at the one-loss Gaucher Gators, who host the Wayne County War Eagles for their homecoming. And to call Gaucher dominating at home would be an understatement. The team has won their last 16 games at Jerry Alexander Stadium. They've also won 4 straight, including last week's victory over Van Cleve. Wayne County so far 0-3 on the road this year. Gaucher holds Wayne County scoreless through one frame while scoring 10 of their own. They do the same in the second quarter. They go into halftime, 17-0 is the lead for the Gators. Now we head to the Pine Belt, where the East Central Hornets pay a visit to the defending South State champions in Laurel. The Hornets have been through it this year, picking up just 1 win through 6 games. However, Laurel is in a very similar spot, going 1-6 through their first 7. Which team gets their second victory tonight? Laurel comes out swinging in this one, earning the first 3 scores of the game to take a 20-0 lead. That is where our last update has them. Laurel leading it 22-0. So over in Perkinston, the Stone Tomcats are sitting at 500 this season, and the same can be said for the Van Cleve Bulldogs. Both teams looking to get over the hump tonight. While the teams share similarities, Stone is coming off back-to-back wins. Van Cleve won last year's contest with Stone 27-23. and it's starting to look like they're going to get this year as well. Halftime, Van Cleve leads it 30-7. A lot of things can happen. That's a very big lead to overcome. So now we head over to 4A, where the Poplarville Hornets are looking just as dominant as ever. They hit the road to take on the 3A Tylertown Chiefs. The Hornets have taken back-to-back district victories following their lone loss of the season to West Jones. The back-to-back district champs take a break this week from district play, but will pick back up next week when they face Bay. However, they are down. Not really something that we would expect to see. Poplarville, just one loss on the season. As we just mentioned, second quarter, it does have them down 15-7, halftime nearing there as well. As for Bay, they also hit the road this week to face the one-loss Greene County Wildcats, who are making a statement after winning their last 4. While a win could be handy tonight, Bay defeated Moss Point last week, which could very well determine who gets the final playoff spot out of 4A Region 8. So, however, again, certainly a win would solidify the chances of that happening, but they are down at halftime, 7-28 the score out of Leakesville. Now we look at our two other 4A teams in the Pass Christian Pirates and the Moss Point Tigers. While both teams are in dire spots after opening district 0-2, one could argue that Moss Point's situation is much worse. The Tigers are currently 0-7. They just dropped that game to Bay, and in the school's history, the Tigers have never finished a season winless. They once finished a season with just one win back in 1987, but that's the gist of it. And for the Pass Christian Pirates, Jaquez Alexander Dito puts the Pirates up with a rushing touchdown to tee this one off, and they just don't stop. They go into halftime. Pass Christian leads it 28-0. The coast's only two 3A teams are also clashing head-to-head tonight. It's the St. Patrick Fighting Irish and the St. Stanislaus Rockachaws. Neither team has picked up a region win yet. However, St. Patrick hasn't done so since 2014, losing 35 straight district games in a row. While the Rocks are down right now, it's worth noting that they've never lost to St. Patrick over all 4 of their meetings. We have yet to get an update on that game. If you do have an update, feel free to leave that in the comments, and we'll make sure to get that updated as soon as possible. As for the Coast's lone 1A team, the Resurrection Eagles are sitting at 3-4 and hoping to bounce back after a disappointing loss to Enterprise. They see the East Marion Eagles tonight, who have just one win so far this season, coming in Week 6 against Sacred Heart. Resurrection took a win in last year's contest against East Marion. However, they are down right now. Second quarter, East Marion leading it 14-0. So now we head to 7A, where the St. Martin Yellow Jackets continue their hunt for their first district win after dropping their last 19. They see the Biloxi Indians tonight, who dropped the rivalry game last week against Gulfport. Biloxi has defeated St. Martin in their last 5 meetings, and so far starting to trend kind of that way towards making it 6 straight wins against St. Martin. Biloxi leading it 14-0 at halftime. Definitely not an impossible feat to overcome this lead. St. Martin keeps their head down, see if they can make a comeback here in the second half. So as for Gulfport, the Admirals are sitting at 4-2 and 1-0 in district. They'll see the D'Iberville Warriors, who are coming off a loss to Ocean Springs last week. The Warriors are searching for their first playoff berth since 2021. An upset win tonight would do them wonders, and it is tit for tat right now. At halftime, D'Iberville down by just a missed PAT, 13-14. The score there, Gulfport leads it. And now we will close things out in Ocean Springs, where the 2-4 Greyhounds host the also 2-4 Harrison Central Red Rebels. Now, very important, while both teams sport the same record, make no mistake, the circumstances are certainly different. Ocean Springs losses coming to Picayune, Northwest Rankin, Oak Grove, and Madison Central, 4 teams that are often known as juggernauts in high school football across Mississippi. As for the Red Rebels, their losses come to Gaucher, Meridian, 4A Quitman, and 4A Mendenhall. Both teams looking to pull ahead in district here tonight. And so far, Ocean Springs leading that one at halftime, 21-3. Sherrod Whitehead really showing out so far in Ocean Springs. But that will do it for us here tonight. Give you a quick run through one more time of how to get to the scoreboard on your own once we turn off the stream. Make sure to head on over to WLOX.com, click the hamburger menu, go to sports, click the arrow, little lag there, hit the scoreboard, and you'll be able to get all of those latest scores. But Once again, that'll do it for us here tonight. Make sure to tune in to WLOX, ABC, and CBS later tonight at 10:15 for all of the final scores and highlights. I'm Dylan Jones. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight, and we will see you next week.